Let me start by saying that this is not a religious discourse. The Gita, just like many other prominent ancient texts, has a repository of wisdom which we can all learn and benefit from. So while researching study tips for you, I thought, how about I extract some practical advice from the timeless book of wisdom to help fulfill our study goals. So let's get going. Hey everyone, this is Chetna and you're watching ChetChat. It's a Friday today and we are back this time taking a deep dive into the guidebook which is filled with immense wisdom. And today I will give you 6 study tips straight from the Bhagavad Gita. At number 1, all-weather focus. A focused student is one who breaks out of their comfort zone and pushes themselves to study hard. Boredom, back pain, noise, it's raining outside, or laziness do not distract them to leave their study and seek comfort. So what does Krishna say about this? In chapter 2, verse 14 of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna that sense objects give rise to fleeting perceptions of happiness and distress. These are non-permanent and come and go like the winter and summer seasons. So one must learn to focus on your path without being disturbed. A fine example of focus is the CEO of Google, Sundar Pichai. In his childhood days, Sundar did not have a separate room for studying, neither any television or mobile phone for entertainment. He managed to study in his congested small little house of 2 rooms while sharing it with a sibling and parents. He studied even on the way to school. No wonder he reached where he did. So if you have to take a few chisels and hammer for achieving excellence, it's a part of the journey. Get used to it. And tell me in the comment section below about some of the challenges that you are facing in your daily life and how you're able to focus despite these challenges. Tip number 2, avoid Mr. Bragger. A bragger is a person who shows others they are focused on studying, talks passionately about studying, but in their head they are thinking of playing video games or watching television. In chapter 3, verse 6 of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, those who restrain the external organs of action while continuing to dwell on sense objects in the mind certainly delude themselves and are to be called hypocrites. Mr. Bragger is not someone else. It's within us. It's the days when you saw one of those life-changing motivational videos on YouTube or maybe a topper's timetable on ChetChat and you decided to follow it. You close your door, you go into your study. Your parents and peers are in awe to see you like this. But in your head, it's like games, chatting, phone. Well, this is not going to take you anywhere. So, in Krishna's advice, don't be a hypocrite. Play when you play and study when you study. And before we talk about tip number 3, I want to give a shout out to Ajendra Reddy for leaving this super awesome message under my last video which got so many likes from you. And you know the drill. And if you want a shout out in my next video, leave me a comment below with the hashtag ChetChatters. Tip number 3, controlled filter. This is very interesting and will help you a lot. How many of you feel like, I want to study, I know it's important, but I cannot study? Many of you, right? Let's see what Krishna has to say about this. In chapter 3, verse 33 and 34 of the Bhagavad Gita, he teaches about 3 levels of our activities. This means to perform any activity, our mind travels from first to second and then third phase. The first level is our subconscious mind, called the Prakriti, which means our nature. It consists of our likes and dislikes. We aren't aware or conscious of it. It collects information from numerous sources and is kind of uncontrollable for us. Whenever we see, hear, taste, smell, or feel something, the first level gets activated. Asks us to think this, say that, or do this. Now the third level is our reactions or karma. What we think, what we say, what we do. It works according to the first level of our nature. This level, however, is conscious and expressed, but again, oops, uncontrollable. Once we are in the activity, we just can't control it. It's the third level and it's too late. Don't you regret sometimes that you should have studied, you shouldn't have gossiped for so long, you shouldn't have spent so much time on your phone? But even if you control the urge once, you might fail the next time. So the second level in between is the secret level that is talked about in the Gita. A small gap of opportunity which is controllable, like a traffic policeman. What is good and what is bad, you already know in your heart. Like, if you want to become a doctor, you know you need to study. And watching TV at the time of studying is bad. So whenever the first level activates and asks you to think something, say something, or do something, bring in the second level right there. Stop it right there. Since this is a filter, or else we know that the third level will take over and make it uncontrollable. Learn this practice of continuous right decisions. The second level controlled filter is the secret of studying effortlessly for long hours the entire year. Tip number 4. Lose for daydreamers. A daydreamer is a person who, no matter what, is unable to deep dive into focus for long hours. They are smart and highly talented, but they start daydreaming of becoming toppers, getting awards and whatnot after a few minutes of studying. In the epic of Mahabharata, Krishna reveals the secret to Karna, that why he was unable to focus his mind even under the teachings of the great Lord Parshuram. He said, one cannot focus on the path of learning if the purpose of gaining knowledge is to achieve something other than the knowledge itself. Those who understand the power of invaluable knowledge live a joyful and successful life. Even in recent findings, a very popular term has emerged called flow focus. It says that in the deep state of focus, you experience a great sense of joy and timelessness. And once you practice being in a flow state of focus, you don't have to rely on the results for feeling happy and joyful. So what would you choose? Understanding the value of knowledge, learning for the sake of learning, and ultimately getting good results? Or daydreaming about success and rewards, losing focus because of those dreams and ultimately getting bad results? And by the way, I will drop a link below to a video that we recently created on how to be in the flow state of focus. Tip number 5. Change books to gain wisdom. A wise person is one who regularly updates their knowledge and learns more than just the syllabus, because they want to become a leader, they want to become a role model. In verse 20 and 21 of chapter 3, Krishna urges Arjun to perform his work to set an example for the good of the world. Whatever action a great person performs, common people follow. Whatever standards they set, the rest of the world pursue. Isn't it so true? We all try to follow the path of our role models. By the way, who is your role model? Leave me a comment below. But to become a leader, one must understand the philosophy, change is the law of nature, which is a core essence of the Bhagavad Gita. In the second chapter, verse 22, Krishna says, even the soul changes the body after its death. So don't confine your studies to the syllabus and the dedicated book itself. Theories change, findings and research keep changing as well. Keep yourself updated to become a leader one day. Tip number 6. Put brakes to reach faster. Who doesn't like speed? Everybody wants to become an overnight star. And how amazing would it be if the entire syllabus, for instance, could be completed in 1 month? All you have to do is to eat less, don't sleep, drink coffee at night for strong attention, and you're done. If you have these kind of plans, wait before you hear Krishna's opinion on that. In chapter 6, verse 16 and 17 of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjun that those who eat too much or maybe too little, sleep too much or too little, cannot attain success. But those who are moderate in eating and recreation, balanced in work, regulated in sleep, can mitigate all sorrows and practice a peaceful, focused life. So put brakes on your super fast plans. You will end up crashing yourself somewhere under a pillow with painkillers. Instead, if you drive your body steadily, it will help you reach your goals faster. I hope this helps you become the best version of yourself, and in the meantime, subscribe to the channel for a new video every Friday and do hit that like button, and happy learning!